Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, Craig here with another great business to discuss in this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is James, and he's selling his Amazon FBA, Amazon Associates, e-commerce and affiliate business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, James, and how are you doing today?
Thanks, Craig. Good to be here. Doing great.
Good to hear, and I'm looking forward to talking more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. So it's an Amazon FBA, Amazon Associates, e-commerce and affiliate business in the home and kitchenware niches, created in October 2018. The average monthly revenue for the business is $54,958, and it makes an average of $15,198 net profit each month. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 49909 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's have a look at what's included in the sale. So we have the Amazon Seller Central account with 3 SKUs, 2 domains including all site content and files, an email list with 1,004 subscribers, trademark, SOPs, supplier contracts and relationships, and a Facebook account. And it's important to note that inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to active buyers. Okay, James, now let's hear from you. Can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, so I started doing online businesses when I was in high school, actually back in 2011, I want to say, maybe early 2012. And I kind of got started doing web design, freelance web design. I worked for a school district's tech department for a while doing web programming. And then I kind of got into SEO very quickly from there and trying to learn how to rank sites in Google. And so I spent the next couple of years learning a lot about SEO, making a lot of mistakes. I got a job at bodybuilding.com, which is a major, at the time it was about a $500 million a year e-commerce company that was located where I'm at in Boise, Idaho. So I did SEO for them. And on the side, I was kind of building up my businesses on the side. And eventually the businesses grew big enough that I went full time in 2016 on the various businesses that I own. My business partner, Braden, I also met around the same time, and he started working with me, and we've basically built up a portfolio of online businesses, mostly Amazon Associates and Amazon FBA businesses. And we've kind of done it in a unique way that's allowed us to build some really cool businesses.
Excellent stuff. So yeah, inspiring story, a lot of interesting stuff there. So I'm assuming that you went into the Amazon FBA space based on your experience working for that e-commerce company?
Kind of, yeah. So I started out as an Amazon associate, and while I was at e-commerce company, bodybuilding.com, and when I realized that, instead of making the sales commission, I could just create my own product and get the whole thing. That was kind of what initially inspired me to do that. And obviously I had some knowledge and some experience about the e-commerce industry thanks to working at that company for 2 years. So it made it a pretty easy transition for me.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So ran multiple businesses, but for this business in particular, you have multiple monetizations. Can you just talk us through what monetization the business had when it started and how it's progressed to if you added Amazon Associates later or Amazon FBA later, and how it's grew to what it is now?
Yeah, so we kind of built it kind of together. So it did start as Amazon Associates, but very quickly we made the decision to start selling our own products as well. So there are technically 4 different revenue streams with this business. There's Amazon Associates, Amazon FBA, there's other affiliate programs that are through share sale, and then there's e-commerce, direct e-commerce from one of our domain names. So they all kind of work together. The cool thing is that the way we built this business is all the revenue streams work together, and it makes it really insulated and protected from, any one of them getting cut off, which is a really cool thing, and I think kind of unique in the online business world. So I think we've all heard the horror stories of people, who have an Amazon Associates site, and then a Google penalty comes along and it tanks their business overnight. Well, in our case, we built up a business that there are many different revenue streams and lots of different ways the business can make money. So it doesn't have the same risk profile as a lot of other online businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something we always preach about at Empire Flip, is diversifying as much as possible. So with the products that you promote, the products that you sell, are they the same products, or is there a bit of a differentiation between the products that you promote through affiliates and the ones that you sell through Amazon FBA and e-commerce?
So it's a little bit of both. So we promote our own products on our Amazon Associates site, of course, and that's one of the ways that our Amazon FBA business generates sales. And then we also sell other people's products, and that's both through Amazon Associates and through share sale affiliates. So it's kind of a combination, which again, part of the diversification strategy. We're promoting a lot of different types of products and a lot of different sub niches within our niche. So it allows us to promote a wide field and stay fairly diversified.
Okay, and as for the products for e-commerce and FBA, are they from different manufacturers, or is it the same sort of manufacturers just selling through different channels? Or
they're all through one manufacturer. So we only have 3 SKUs as of right now. We do occasionally list a few more depending on our inventory levels. And that comment probably doesn't make a lot of sense if you don't know the business. So you'll have to do a deposit. There's my sales pitch to see the actual products, and that comment will make a little bit more sense. But so yeah, we only have 3 SKUs right now, and they're all from the same manufacturer. We work with the manufacturer. My business partner, Brayton, he went to China when we first started getting into this space, and he met with dozens of manufacturers in this niche until we found the right one. And this manufacturer that we work with they manufacture for all of the best brands in our industry, including the highest end brand in our industry. So we were very happy to find them, and they're absolutely great to work with. So we haven't had any issues working with them. We have other businesses where we've had more issues, but this particular manufacturer that we work with is pretty phenomenal. And it's because they're very large. They're at a very large scale. So they're definitely not amateurs.
Excellent. Yeah, that's really good for a prospective buyer to know. So you've built up this business together. How come you're both selling it at this point?
Great question. So we have a pretty large portfolio of businesses, and we have 3 in particular that are pretty large and along the same vein, where they all have multiple revenue streams and physical products, affiliate, all this stuff. So we have 3 good sized businesses that are very similar to this, and we've scaled them up pretty far, but we kind of realized that they all each have their own potential to become more than just an online business, right? Like, we're selling products that are at a fairly high price point and are very high quality. And because of that, they have the potential to be sold way beyond just FBA. And the problem is, of course, that when we have 3 of them, it's been very hard for us to scale any one of them very well. So we're kind of trying to narrow down our portfolio a little bit and get to the point where we can scale one of the brands more successfully. And we know that it's a really high quality business. So, we're bummed about having to sell it, because honestly, it's been a great business for us and we've made a lot of money running it. But at the same time, we also know that we want to focus our energies on one business in particular, one of our portfolio. So it's kind of a necessary step for us to move to the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So on that trail of thought, if you were to keep this business and scale it, what are some ways that you try and grow this business?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here. Like I said, it only has 3 SKUs technically right now, and it's in a niche where there are the potential for hundreds of SKUs. So there's obviously great opportunity to add more products, whether they be accessory products to the main products, or related products, or products that are in the same niche but aren't even necessarily directly related. Like, there's a lot of potential to add more products. I think there's also potential for more sales channels. Like I was saying, like, these products that we're selling are very high quality and in a space that's very popular. They can be sold in a lot of places other than just Amazon FBA and through a website directly. They can be sold, you go to Target and buy this product, and that wouldn't seem weird. It's a very high quality product. And it's something that, people absolutely love. We have great feedback on them. So we think that there's potential to sell them in a lot of other places, also through other marketing channels. I think that it's the kind of product, again, that could be promoted in a lot of different ways. So that's what sets it apart from most Amazon FBA businesses, where most people are just competing on price with a low end product, something that, is $20 or whatever, and isn't necessarily something that you can build beyond just an Amazon FBA business. Like in this instance, it's got the potential to become much more than that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really good stuff. So you mentioned marketing. What sort of marketing have you both done for this business so far?
Yeah, so we've done a few different things. I'm obviously an online marketing person. That's kind of my gig. So I done a lot of organic and paid Google traffic to the Amazon Associates site. That's worked very well. Also done paid traffic on Amazon FBA. We've sort of optimized the Amazon FBA listing, but honestly, I think there's probably potential to optimize the Amazon FBA listing more for getting organic Amazon traffic. So we've done a lot really well on the Google side, I would say, and a little bit on the Amazon side, but there's still room for growth.
Okay. Is there anything you've learned from this business that you will apply to your other businesses?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing in both this one and the other ones that we own is we like to go after high price products simply because we don't have to have the, crazy high volume. And also because you're competing in a space that makes it more of a real business and not just subject to the whims of Amazon and also subject to the whims of your competitors. We're not directly competing on price with 30 other people, which is what a lot of Amazon FBA people are doing. I think the biggest lesson for us with these businesses and the reason that they've grown so well and been fairly stable is because we're not doing that. It's because we're going after a very high-end niche with a high-priced product.
Absolutely, yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything you tried with this business that didn't work out for you?
The downside of the high price product thing is social media marketing doesn't tend to work as well. Admittedly, we haven't really given it as much of an attempt as we should. So I know we've tried it a couple of times, just a couple Facebook ads, spent $100 here or $100 there to try to get it to work. And we've never had much success with social media with this business. I think because it's a higher price product, it's not necessarily an impulse buy. And so I think it's less likely to succeed on social media because of that. At least that's my assumption on why that hasn't worked.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair enough judgment. So you're sharing this business with your partner. Could you just describe the amount and type of work you both do on this business for maintenance?
Yep. The business is very automated, which is nice. And Brady and I both kind of share a responsibility for different things. So I primarily handle the marketing and things along that line as well as the financials. So managing the Google AdWords is fairly important with this business because the Google AdWords is one of the big sales channels. So that involves a little bit of daily, at the very least, keeping an eye on it and tracking the numbers and making sure nothing is going crazy because AdWords has always the potential to go crazy. But that's a pretty minimal time requirement, obviously, but it's just something that you need to check fairly regularly. And then also a little bit of work on the Amazon PPC side, kind of the same thing. Normal finance, bookkeeping stuff that you have with any business, there's always a little bit of that, of course. And then Burton handles the logistics and dealing with suppliers. So he's the one that's contacting our supplier, arranging payments and shipments and production times and all of that. So there's obviously, just like any other Amazon FBA business, there's a little bit of a logistical workload that goes into it. Again, not super time significant. The other thing that used to be the case when we first started this business, we were creating a lot of content, and I actually had a content writer back then that was creating content. That is, we had that person involved in the business for over a year now, I know. So we haven't really been producing more content. I think that's one way that you could grow the business is by producing a bunch more content for it. So that would obviously require some time if somebody wanted to do that. But as far as maintenance work, it's fairly minimal, but you do have to stay on top of it.
Okay, and how much of an impact did that, when you had someone producing content for you, how much of an impact did that have on your business earnings, would you say?
That's a little bit hard to say because they were actually a full-time employee that was working on all of my businesses. So honestly, it's kind of hard to give a number on that one. But I think most people in this industry kind of know what it costs to create content. So if you wanted to grow the business by producing more content, you can look at what it costs on Textbroker or hiring a freelance writer on Upwork and kind of get an idea of what it costs to create content.
Okay. What skills or requirements do you think there are for someone who's not familiar with this niche or business model?
You definitely need to know a little bit about Google AdWords, at least enough to, get going and kind of not break anything when you get in there. So a little bit of online marketing skills for sure, as well as handling Amazon, dealing with Amazon logistics can be And you kind of have to learn it through the school of hard knocks. There's not really a book that you can read on how to deal with Amazon, but there are some things. So if you've got some knowledge and experience on working with Amazon in the past, then you kind of know what you need to know for this business.
Yeah, that's all fair enough. And what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I think there's a few different things. I mean, just like any other Amazon FBA or Amazon associate business, you are always dependent on, third parties, right? These large third parties, Google, Amazon, they can change a rule and make a big impact on the business fairly quick. We've tried to minimize that by, like I said, diversifying our revenue streams and our sales channels and whatnot. But of course, they can still have a big impact on it. Like when they cut commission rates for Amazon associates businesses last year, that obviously hurt. So there's always the risk they do something like that again, or, there's a risk that Google CPCs go up significantly because a new competitor jumps into that industry. That could certainly happen. It's a lot of the same risks, I would say, as any other online business. I don't think that there's any risks that are unique to this business. I think the risks that it has that are certainly real are the ones that are shared by most Amazon FBA and Amazon Associates businesses.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. And by diversifying the business with the revenue channels and traffic channels, you've definitely mitigated a lot of the risks. So that's good for a buyer to know. And yeah, overall about this business, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
I think it's a really high quality business in comparison to the other businesses that we see listed online. Braden and I, we're both buyers and sellers. We are always looking for businesses to invest in. And a lot of the stuff that we see that are Amazon FBA businesses are just low price products they're just getting organic traffic from Amazon. And it could all go away like that if either a new competitor comes in at a lower price, or Amazon changes a rule, or you no longer make their algorithm happy and you don't rank number one for the keyword anymore. So this business is a much higher quality business because it's a higher price product, because it's got diversified revenue streams. I think it's a much more stable long-term business for somebody rather than just an Amazon FBA, one-trick pony.
Absolutely that, yeah. And you can see that reflected in your earnings history and the listing page as well. Yeah, so regarding the sale of the business, would you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, like directly in the industry, we would commit to a non-compete for sure.
And how much support are you willing to offer buyers? Are you going for the standard 30 days of email and Skype support?
Absolutely, yeah. We're definitely happy to help whoever buys the business.
And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
Potentially, yeah. We're big believers in the business and believe that it's got the potential to grow really well. And we certainly think that it's going to continue going at the rate that it's going. So we wouldn't be super nervous about an earnout. We definitely strongly prefer cash, of course, and that's what we're going to hope for. But if somebody has a deal with an earnout, there is the potential that we could work something out. Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that I might have missed?
I can't think of anything. I think we covered a lot, as much as we can cover without sharing what the actual business is. So you have to jump on a call. To all you listeners out there, you have to jump on a call with us to kind of dive in deeper. But I think we covered everything that we can cover.
For sure, yeah. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of potential buyers who's more than willing to jump on a call and find out more about this great business. So thank you very much for your time, James. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you, Craig.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 49909. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.